Well, here we go, back on the road once again. The Jeep's filled to the roof with tools and supplies, so hopefully I'll get a lot accomplished on this journey. It's 300 miles between the two cabins, so progress is slow. I can't say I've bitten off more than I can chew. I've just got a heck of a lot to chew on. My sidekick isn't much help, really. He's just along for the ride, don't you know? Well, this was one of the original piers here, and it had fallen over, broke apart. It used to be just like this. Over here, I'm starting to do some skirting. There, we got an outdoor outlet here, so I can also feed power into the camp with the generator through that outlet. So I'm going to try and dig that out. I've got it shored up on either side. Hopefully when I dig a hole, these don't all cave in. But yeah, I've got no idea what I've got to contend with once I start digging, but we're going to see. Get started on that. Well, whose idea was this anyway? I'm hitting a rock with every stab. Jeepers. They don't call it the Granite State for nothing, you know. Time to work smarter and not harder. That pier didn't go in the ground very far, did it? Look at that. No wonder this camp's got issues. If you're putting in a structure and you're not going to dig below the frost line, you're best not to dig in the ground at all. Build it right on pads, right on the surface. Just use pads like this and build right on the surface of the ground. That way, if it heaves up, it goes right back down. Heaves up, goes right back down. If you go in the ground, it heaves up. Then as the frost melts, dirt filters in beneath the footing, and it never goes all the way back down. And sometimes it'll go back in the ground a little bit and keep tilting. That's what's happening here. Under here, all the piers underneath are all tipping over. This one tipped over. It's just the camp was built inadequately. Now there's some serious problems. But like I said in the other video, I can't take the time to go and jack and level the whole camp up. I just can't do it, because when something's got 3 or 4 inches of sag in it, you got to do a little tiny bit at a time and let it sit. Let it slowly bend back. And if you try and do too much at once, you just break it. All the undercarriage will snap. So I don't have the whole summer to monkey around like that. So I'm going to leave a lot of it. There's some places that are really sagging. I'm just leaving it. I'm just going to make the work inside look as straight as possible. If I jack it up later, then it's going to make all my work look like crap. So I just have to have a little give and take, and I'm just going to leave some of the roller coaster in the floor. It is what it is. But like I said here in my other video, I'm going to be putting a screen porch on. So I've got to get this secure. So that pier is going to come out, and I'm going to replace it. Well, that project went slicker than snot, I must admit. I had a new pier in place before lunchtime. Then I mixed up a batch of Durabond, finished up the mudding and taping, and proceeded with applying a nice rustic texture to the walls so that I don't have to sand them. While the mud sets up, I switched to my electrician's hat and finished up the electrical, under close supervision, of course. The supervisor's not too much of a hard ass, really. He's always willing to break up the workday with a little tenny ball. I hauled out more clutter and crap from beneath the camp and made up some molding from the longer scraps that I found, which I'll install in the bathroom when the painting is done. Then I switched to my plumber's hat and got all the drain work done beneath the camp, because I'm bound and determined to have a shower in this place. I got all the short scraps split into kindling, and all the sawdust collected for the composting toilet. When you're living on a shoestring, you make use of everything. Not much goes to waste around here. Over here, the bathroom is all trimmed out now. I just have a few touch-ups to do. The composting toilet is just roughed out of plywood and OSB board, but I'm going to finish it all with some nice tongue and groove pine. I have my vanity here, a medicine cabinet I built just like I had at the other cabin. I still got to get another bulb. It's all textured walls. I like the textured drywall. And over here I got my shower all set up. My carboy up there works out really nice. I got to put a more permanent shelf there. Then over here is the linen closet. I'm going to be putting in shelves in here as well. Everything's trimmed out all the way around. Nice little bathroom here. Yeah. And you see how the walls are textured. I think the camera will pick it up okay. I really like the textured walls. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with it all. All looks pretty nice. Yeah. All my life here at the camp, we were always working in the shadows, never had good lighting, had a few gas lights here and there, trying to work with battery lights or whatnot, and just never worked out. We're always working in the shadows. So for the first time in my life, I've got adequate lighting right where I need to do my task in the kitchen here. The rest of the camp I was ripping out walls and running wires, but this part of the kitchen I had already remodeled probably 15 years ago. So I didn't want to rip it out. So I had to run wires up through the wall and up the rafters and then back down the other side. And then I came in through the ceiling into the top of the cabinets and fished wires back and forth. But now, like I said, for the first time in my life, I've got adequate lighting where I need to do my task, like working in the sink or the stove. I've got a switch right here. Yeah, you got light here, and then another one over the stove. And by moving the stove in front of the window, now I have the natural light, or I can also turn that on. So, we're all in good shape there. Yeah, man. I'm not sorry I took the time to do that, I can tell you. What an improvement. Yeah. Yeah, we're just doing a little celebrating, Frankie and I. Got all the crap burnt up and got the fire pit cleaned out. Now just burning a little bit of the scrap pieces of wood. Yeah, been a good day. Tuckered out though. There's a mild rain right now. It's kind of nice. There's really no bugs in the air. Yeah, pleasurable. Now look at this stuff here. Warhorse Brewing Company. It's a hard cider. When I did my last show, the booth next to me was the Three Brothers Winery, and they also have this Warhorse Brewing Company. And they have this hard cider, and they were giving me samples, and it was wicked good. So they set me up with this little brown jug. This is the best hard cider I've ever had. Good stuff. So I'm tapping into my little brown jug. That's good stuff. This is the way they do it in the old mountain man movies. A hole in my lip. What are you doing? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Ho!